Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. This ends our week for this, our work for this week, Friday, April 3, our 15th, 10 and 5 more, our 15th day of distance learning. I've heard good things about how these videos are working for people. Please do share information with me via email. Ask your parents to send me your impressions or your thinking about the lessons as they are on the videos. They're not ideal because we're not in the same room. We're in different rooms, but we're still able to continue our work together as teacher and student and teacher. I'm trying to work on some technology for some other ideas beginning next week. You know, in our structure of schools, there's people who make decisions every day. There's teachers who take care of the students and make decisions. Above us are the principals, like Mrs. Marshall and Ms. Snookle, who make decisions for students and teachers in all of Bryant. Above Mrs. Marshall and Ms. Snookle is Mr. Rubio. He's called an area administrator. So he takes care of lots of schools near Bryant. View Ridge, Wedgwood, Sandpoint, Laurelhurst, Eckstein, Roosevelt, Bryant. Above Mr. Rubio is someone called the superintendent who takes care of all of Seattle schools. That's Superintendent Dr. Denise Juneau. She's not a medical doctor, but she's a smart teacher education doctor, like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She studied education and schools and earned a very high degree called a doctorate in education. She takes care of all of Seattle schools. Above her, there's a superintendent of the whole state of Washington, Superintendent Rickdahl. He takes care of and makes decisions for all of Seattle, all of Washington. Above him is Governor Jay Inslee, who makes decisions for the whole state in all kinds of things: parks, libraries, government, roads, transportation, light rail, taxes, schools, stores, business. Each of those people has a part in making decisions about what we do, you and I. And they've come and announced to teachers this week for Seattle. So teacher, Principal Marshall, Principal Snookle, Area Administrator Rubio, Superintendent Juneau, and Superintendent Reichtal, of what's going to happen next week. Next week there'll be some changes in our work together. Kindergarten teachers met this week online, and it's called a video conference, and we're going to be working on a new plan beginning next week. I'm still expecting to continue my videos, and then each of the teachers is cooperating and contributing to do work together. Ms. Sorensen is helping us as well. She and I have been in contact, as I have been in contact with Ms. Confer, Ms. Schellenberger, Mrs. Barnes, and Mr. Jones to create a new plan for next week. I'm going to be responsible for all of the math that all of the kindergarten students at Bryant are learning in their individual homes. Ms. Confer is going to do writing work. Mr. Jones is going to do word work. Mrs. Barnes is going to do reading work. Ms. Schellenberger is going to do science work. And Ms. Sorensen is going to do word work. Each of us are contributing different things. Some will be videos, some will be paper assignments, and some will be things that your parents will find online on a website called Schoology. That's where lots of the other papers that you may have done in the last few weeks have come from. We're working out the details this weekend, and then next week we'll start. I'm still going to do things like we do for attendance and read alouds and some math work. The math work next week, we're moving the 0 to 100 to the side. I'm still going to do some of that. But next week we start measurement and data. And I'll explain that next week. We'll still continue with word work. Rhyme game is back. I'm sending the rhyme game sheets to your parents to be able to copy if they can. And I'll give instructions about that. If your family does not have a printer, that's okay. You can still play the rhyme game with us by listening to the sounds of the words and pictures that match. And I'll be showing these. Measurement and data will be new rhyme game, new word work, new word family, and then all of the other parts. We'll be discovering it as we go along, so we're all figuring out this week how we have been communicating and developing and practicing and sending emails and messages and text messages and phone calls to try to understand and make the work as smooth and as best possible. It's a little bit like Hawks United because the teachers are mixed up and each one's doing something different. It's also like the My World and I, where everybody goes into the laser and room 171, and then you visit the teachers for different work. And then it's like something that we haven't done before. So it will have some different parts to it. I'm looking forward to still continuing and trying some things that we know and some things that we have not tried before and are new. But I'm looking forward to working with you again, and still enjoy the weekend. Take care of yourselves and take care of your family, and know that I'm thinking about you and loving you and wishing we were together, but this opportunity to work together helps that some. Okay, take care of you, and I'll see you next week.